Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. So today this is part 3 of the empty bottles of my fragrance collection series. If you haven't checked out parts 1 or 2 already, they're in my description box, and as always I'm just going to quickly show them to you and say whether I'd recommend them, and then on top of that would I repurchase. And you know, fair warning, I probably wouldn't repurchase most of these just because there's so many more I'd rather try, but there are ones that I'd recommend for you guys, definitely, if you haven't tried them already. So we'll start off with Burberry Weekend. I had this ages and ages ago before it got this kind of like weird cult following all of a sudden, and people really do like this, and I don't want to knock that, but I think for when I had it and the period of my life that I had it, this was not one that brings back great memories for me, and maybe that's tainted it to a certain extent. I did finish it, and it wasn't one that I hated by any means, but I would not repurchase, and to me it wasn't one, I don't know, regardless of those memories, that I remember really liking at the time either. So that's Burberry Weekend. Then Lovely by Sarah Jessica Parker. This is another one where people really do love from her line. I recently got Born Lovely, I think that's what it's called, and I do prefer that one to this. This really just turned complete citrus on my skin. I didn't really get any of the other notes, and the rose wasn't good on my skin either, the very little hint of it that I got. I didn't like this, but this is a lot of people's favorite, so if it's your favorite, by all means, continue to repurchase. Another one I truly hated. This is Paris Hilton's Heiress, and I think this was a gift. But I don't know, there's something about this fragrance, and I wish I knew which note it was, that sets me off. There's a mirror at the back too, which is kind of weird, but it just makes me nauseous in the weirdest way. It is a very girly, young fragrance, and I've heard no one else have this problem with this, so it might just be me, but I really hated this, and it took me ages to finish this 50 ml bottle, truly ages, and I didn't even want to spray it on anything or in the air because of that note. So I don't know, I don't hear anyone talking about it, and I think in general it wasn't one that was super loved anyways. Then we have, I think it's Sunkissed Glow by Jennifer Lopez, and I got this because I loved Miami Glow and I thought it would be kind of the same vibe, and honestly to me it smelled pretty much identical, but it had worse lasting power. It was just like a light version of Miami Glow, so why wouldn't you just continue to purchase Miami Glow personally? But yeah, it was nice. It was just a lighter Miami Glow in my opinion. Then I had Love Kills Slowly by Ed Hardy. Pretty obnoxious bottle, but at the time it was just an easy reach, youthful fragrance to have. I used it up pretty quickly. I would not repurchase, but a lot of these fragrances that I have, because I've literally kept them since I was 9, are from when I was, 12 or 13 or 16 or 18. So they were fragrances that I really liked at that time, or that I was more into or more open to wearing, and that's just things that have changed throughout the years and decades that I've been collecting. Then another one from Victoria's Secret, Secret Charm. I can't really smell it. I had gotten like 2 or 3 of these in one of their sales. They were just easy travel fragrances to own. I would not really repurchase any from Victoria's Secret. I'm trying to finish up all the ones that I've accumulated, and yeah, I would recommend them if you like Victoria's Secret fragrances. They were all fine, and I didn't struggle to finish them, but I didn't love it. Then Zara Femme. I don't think they sell this, oh, you can still smell it, this particular fragrance anymore, but I really did like this one. It was very feminine, a lot more mature. It's like vanilla-y and a lot more mature than I probably should have been wearing when I wore it, but I really liked it. It was an easy one for me to finish, and I'm not sure if they sell it anymore, but Zara in general is a clothing brand that I think makes pretty good fragrances for how much they're sold. Then Chantilly. I have a larger bottle of this. This is just the mini. I've mentioned before, This is just a very musky, dated fragrance, but it lasts so long, even though it's an eau de toilette, that I use it on clothing that I'm kind of packing away for the season, because it just keeps them smelling nice and fresh and not kind of that musty smell that they can get if they were packed away for too long. Yeah, it lasts forever. I will finish that bottle that I have, but I wouldn't seek it out unless you want it for reference or something. Then Twirl by Kate Spade. I think that's who it is. Yeah, Twirl by Kate Spade. This one, I remember, I can't really smell it now, but I truly remember getting about halfway into this and being so sick of this fragrance. So while I don't remember what it smelled like, I would not recommend this, because the ones that have left an impression on me of it being difficult to finish and me just wanting to get through, I wouldn't personally recommend, and this was one of them for sure. Then we've got a lot. We've got 3, and if I don't find any more, I'll let you guys know, but 3 Miami Glows. I currently am using 1 Miami Glow already, and I've got a backup, and honestly, I would say Sunkissed Glow was basically Miami Glow, so I go through a lot of Miami Glow. This brings a lot of wonderful memories to me. It's a really nice celebrity fragrance. It's a really nice, just general fragrance. It's beachy and floral, and yeah, I really, really like this one. And for me to purchase if you count Sunkissed Glow, I'm on my 6th bottle. I really, really like it and totally rate that one. Then Ralph Rocks by Ralph Lauren. This one was another one that I really struggled to finish. I was not a fan. I think I'd gotten over my 90s aquatic phase by the time I got this, and I really, really struggled to finish it. I would not recommend this, but if you like aquatic fragrances of the 90s and if you're into Ralph, then you'll probably like this. Then a fragrance I loved and I was so sad to finish up. It was from Lavanilla, and it was the Vanilla Lavendar. I loved this one. I bought it in their deodorant and in their fragrance, and this one I'm not sure. I think it's probably an eau de toilette, but it doesn't say. I just absolutely love this. They don't sell this anymore, and I remember for a long time they would bring these at Winners and Marshalls and I guess like TJ Maxx in the States, and I don't see it at all anymore, but I loved this one. And I would get it as gifts for friends and family too, because everyone around me just super, super loved this scent. Then I just had a mini of Euphoria Blossom. Yeah, Euphoria Blossom by Calvin Klein. There's still a little bit left. I think it just went off and I put it in here. Yeah, I hated this. I hate Euphoria in general and Euphoria Blossom. They're both fragrances that just, I don't know why, they set me off. I don't like it. Maybe that's why I stopped wearing it and I couldn't even finish those few last sprays, but it was a mini and I didn't like it enough to finish it. So that says a lot for me and my taste. Then Beyonce's Heat. I can't really smell it in here, but I remember feeling very meh about it. I love Beyonce, and this fragrance just did nothing for me and my skin, so I wouldn't recommend it. Though I do hear a lot of people like that one, so you do you. Then Burberry Touch. This is another Burberry Touch and Burberry Weekend I bought ages and ages ago, before now it's kind of finding its way back online and people are really liking it. I did like this one more than Burberry Weekend. And while I wouldn't repurchase, I would recommend this one if you haven't tried it. It is a really nice fragrance. Then another one of these Omnias, I will put the name here. I think it's Crystalline, this one. Yeah, another one I liked to travel with. It was nice and easy to wear and really great for the office. Then this one is by Royal Apothic, and it's called Kensington Garden. And I remember this is one of those pump fragrances or those puff fragrances, and I remember finding these at Anthropologie, and there was a whole line of different areas in England that had to do with the royals, and this one was just a really nice, pretty strong floral, and I liked the bottle. It was somewhat easy to wear. I don't think you can get it again, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I just went through a puff phase for a while, but I think it's actually pretty bad for fragrances and makes them always get clogged, or anyways, I don't enjoy them anymore to actually use. Speaking of my puff fragrance phase, this is Sexy Little Things Noir. I did like this one out of all the Victoria's Secrets. This was another one that stood out to me that I actually enjoyed using up, and I would recommend from all of their fragrances, this is one that stood out to me. Then another puff fragrance, I really went through the phase, was Scandalous by Victoria's Secret. This one, I can't really smell either. This one wasn't bad either to go through. I think I've only had one, maybe I've had more of this, but definitely in this bottle I've only had one, and it was okay. Then I've got another one by Bvlgari, but this is not from the Omnia collection. It's just in those 25 ml bottles. This is Bvlgari 2, I believe. And I loved this one. This one was my favorite from all of them. I went through it so quickly. If I find this again in a larger bottle, or even in the smaller bottle, I would definitely repurchase this. This is one of my favorite Bvlgari fragrances of all time. Then we have Burberry Brit Sheer, and this one I remember kind of liking. I wouldn't seek it out to repurchase. There are more from Burberry that I like, but it was just a little bottle, and yeah, it was nice. I kind of recommend it, I suppose. If you haven't tried it again, or haven't tried it yet, then I would recommend it. Then this is Versace Veritas, and this is one that I finished ages ago, and now people are on YouTube are really starting to get into it and liking it. It was just a very fresh, easy to wear spring summer fragrance. I would recommend trying it out if you haven't already, but I wouldn't repurchase. And we'll do one more. This is Kate Moss's Vintage. I loved this one. I can't spray it now, but I remember it being kind of powdery a little bit. I really liked this one of her fragrances. I never really found it again after I found it once. I don't know if I'd repurchase, but I'm open to it, which is saying a lot, and I would absolutely recommend this one. This, if you find it, I remember absolutely loving. I wish I could spray a little bit and get what it even smelled like, because I don't really remember, but I remember it being really feminine, kind of powdery, absolutely beautiful, and a real treat to wear. So definitely recommend. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.